Welcome back, boys. Now, in this module, we will discuss the deduction of Ohm's law on the basis of free electron model. Now, we have done one relationship, that is between current and drift velocity. Now, we consider that there are n number of atoms, n number of free electrons in a conductor. Now, if there are n number of free electrons in a conductor, then all the electrons must be moving in random directions because no electric field is applied at this time. If we consider that the average value of the thermal velocities of all the free electrons at a particular temperature or at a room temperature, then we get it as 0 because all the free electrons or mobile electrons moves in random direction and average of all the vectors reduces to 0 at room temperature. Now let us consider, let there are n free electrons in conductor and their initial velocities are u1, u2, un, u2 and un. Now, after collisions for time tau 1, tau 2, tau n, their final velocities are v1, v2, vn. And this means we have taken corresponding time of collision, क्योंकि किसी भी फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन की वेलोसिटी कब चेंज होगी, जब उस पे कोई दूसरा इलेक्ट्रॉन कोलिजन सफर करेगा वो किसी आयन कोर से कोलिजन सफर करे. Now we can use first equation of motion. Let v1 is equal to u1 plus a tau 1. This is first equation. Similarly, we can write v2 is equal to u2 a tau 2. Similarly, we can write velocity of nth free electron as un plus a tau n. This is second and this is third. Now add all the equations. We can write that is v1 plus v2 plus vn is equal to u1 plus a tau 1 u2 plus a tau 2 plus up to un plus a tau n. Now this tau 1, tau 2 and tau n are the relaxation times of individual collisions. That is for the first collision, second collision and third collision and so on. Now we can say that drift velocity of the electron is the average value of final velocities of all the electrons. That is Vd is equal to V1 plus V2 plus up to Vn by n, which is equal to, now we can rearrange these terms. We can rearrange these terms that is u1 plus u2 plus un divided by n plus a tau 1 plus tau 2 plus up to tau n divided by n, because we have divided on left hand side and on right hand side by n. Now this can be written as Bd, this can be written as 0, because average value of thermal velocities at room temperature is equal to 0. रीजन मैंने बताया था नेक्स्ट प्रीवियस लेक्चर में कि एक इधर मूव कर रहा है, फिर इधर मूव कर रहा है, इधर मूव कर रहा है, तो क्या हुआ, अगर सब सारी वेलोसिटीज की एवरेज वैल्यू निकालें हम, इट रिड्यूसेस टू 0 एट रूम टेम्परेचर. और ये जो टर्म आया, ठीक है, ये टर्म यानी एक्सेलरेशन कब होगा, जब एक्सटर्नल इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड अप्लाई होगी. मीन्स व्हेन एक्सटर्नल इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इज अप्लाइड, then only this term will appear, otherwise the acceleration will be 0. So this is the term obtained when external field is applied, and this is the term when there is no external electric field. So we can write this as a tau, because since tau is equal to tau 1 plus tau 2 plus up to tau n divided by n. This tau is called average relaxation times between two successive collisions. This is average relaxation time between two successive collisions. मतलब दो successive collisions के बीच में कितना average time लगेगा, क्योंकि ये tau 1, tau 2 and tau n ये different relaxation times हैं different collisions की. ये जो वैल्यू आएगी that will come as a average value of relaxation time. Now we have got this relation, that is Vd is equal to a tau. Now we can rub this. Let this is equation 4th. Let this is equation 4th. Now this acceleration is what? Acceleration produced by external electric field. External electric field, अब देखिए, force on charge is equal to E into E, charge into electric field. This is 5th. Acceleration is equal to force upon mass, that is EE upon m. Now we can replace this E, since E is equal to V by L, because V is potential difference across the ends of the conductor and L is the length of the conductor. You can write it that V refers to PD across conductor, I am writing short, and L is length of conductor. L is length of the conductor. So we can replace this E as E V upon ml. This is acceleration. EV upon ml is the acceleration. Now we can use this expression in equation number 4, where in place of A, let this is equation number 6. Now we can write using 6 in equation 4, we can write Vd is equal to EV upon ml into tau. This is equation 7. Vd is equal to EV upon ml into tau. Now we can replace here the value of Vd by using I is equal to NEA BD. That is, we can replace the value of BD as I upon NEA is equal to BD. This is expression 8. Now use this BD here. We can write I upon NEA is equal to EV upon ML into tau. This is expression 9. Now we can rub this side and proceed further. That is I upon NEA is equal to EV upon ML into tau. Now we can write by cross multiplication, that is ML into I upon N E square tau A ML I upon N E square tau A is equal to V, or we can write V is equal to ML upon NE square tau A into I. This expression is 10th. Now see here, this is the basic expression. What we were wanting to find out. Now we can write ML upon NE square tau A. M is constant, that is mass of the electron. L is length of the conductor. N is number of electrons per unit volume. E is charge on electron. Tau is average relaxation time. And A is area of cross section of the conductor. Clear? Now, all these factors are constant. We usually say that if length and area of cross section, or if the physical condition of the conductor, that is length and area of cross section, remains constant and temperature remains constant, then potential difference is applied across the ends of the conductor is directly proportional to the current flowing through the conductor. Clear? Now we can write here as V proportional to I, क्योंकि बाकी सारी फैक्टर्स क्या हैं, कांस्टेंट है फॉर गिवन फिजिकल कंडीशन एंड टेम्परेचर. सो वी कैन से दैट V proportional to I or V is equal to IR, because this is a new constant. This is new constant which is equal to resistance. It is a new constant and called resistance. Now we can write the resistance R of the conductor as R is equal to ML upon NE square tau A, or we can say R is equal to M upon NE square tau into L by A. This is expression 11. M upon NE square tau L by A. Now we can write this as a new constant, that is R is equal to rho L by A. लेंथ हो गया, एरिया क्रॉस सेक्शन हो गया. ये फार्मूला आपने क्लास 10th में पढ़ा था, R is equal to rho L by A. Now rho is equal to what? Rho is equal to M upon NE square tau. m upon n square tau, and this is expression 13. अब ये दोनों एक्सप्रेशन या एक ये एक्सप्रेशन बोर्ड पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बड़े इंपॉर्टेंट है। अब देखिए, लेंथ और एरिया ऑफ क्रॉस सेक्शन आपको साफ साफ दिख गया। यू हैव सीन द लेंथ एंड एरिया ऑफ क्रॉस सेक्शन टर्म इन द term of resistance. Now, third parameter is temperature. How does the temperature affect the resistance? Now, there are two terms, that is tau and n, which are affected by the temperature. वो कैसे affect होते हैं वो बताओ। जैसे आपने टेम्परेचर बढ़ाया, टेम्परेचर बढ़ाने से जो RMS स्पीड होती है that is directly proportional to the absolute temperature, तो RMS स्पीड बढ़ गई। स्पीड बढ़ गई तो क्या हुआ, कोलिजन्स और फ्रीक्वेंट होने लगे। कोलिजन्स और फ्रीक्वेंट होने लगे तो इसका मतलब ये वाला टाइम कम हो गया, यानी कि एवरेज टाइम बिटवीन टू सक्सेसिव कोलिजन्स हैज नाउ डिक्रीज्ड। नाउ इफ दिस टर्म हैज डिक्रीज्ड, व्हाट विल हैपन टू द रेजिस्टेंस? इट विल इंक्रीज। जब एवरेज रिलैक्सेशन टाइम कम हो जाएगा तो रेजिस्टेंस बढ़ जाएगा। सो दिस इज द रीजन व्हाई द रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ द कंडक्टर इंक्रीजेस व्हेन टेम्परेचर ऑफ द कंडक्टर इज इंक्रीज्ड, एंड देयर इज नो इफेक्ट ऑन वैल्यू ऑफ n, that is number of free electrons on the number of free electrons inside the conductor. Now if you consider or if you think the case of semiconductor, what happens? In semiconductor, this term is as it is. ये जैसा हो रहा था कंडक्टर में वैसा ही होगा, but as far as the value of n is concerned, that is number of electron and hole pairs, you know that when temperature of the conductor is semiconductor is increased, then in that condition large number of electron and hole pairs are generated. So generation of electron and hole pairs give rise to increase in the value of n. Now the number of charge carriers per unit volume has increased, और ये इंक्रीज इतनी ज्यादा होती है कि इसके डिक्रीज को हम नलिफाई कर देते हैं। ये उसी रेट में डिक्रीज होता है, लेकिन यहां n की वैल्यू इतनी बढ़ गई कि इसका डिक्रीज काम नहीं कर पाया। सो दैट्स व्हाई व्हाट हैपेंस, द वैल्यू ऑफ n has increased, now the value of r decreases. That's why we say that resistance of the semiconductor decreases as we increase the temperature of the semiconductor. Or in other words, we can also say that semiconductors have negative temperature coefficient of resistance. That is, when temperature is increased, then in that condition the resistance of the semiconductor is decreased. Or the process is vice versa. When we decrease the temperature, then what happens? Value of n reduces and value of r increases. That's why we say that at absolute zero, the semiconductors behave like a perfect insulators. So we can elaborate many of the reasonings which are asked in board, and we will discuss all the reasonings by these two formulas. That is, one r is equal to m upon n square tau L by A and rho is equal to m upon n square tau. अब यहाँ देखिए, जो आप क्लास 10th में याद करते थे और ज़्यादातर लोग गलती कहते थे कि स्पेसिफिक रेजिस्टेंस लेंथ और एरिया ऑफ क्रॉस सेक्शन पर डिपेंड नहीं करता। इट ओनली डिपेंड्स ऑन मटेरियल ऑफ द कंडक्टर। मटेरियल से क्या हो जाएगा, एन इफेक्ट होगा, एंड टेम्परेचर ऑफ द कंडक्टर, टेम्परेचर से क्या इफेक्ट होगा, टाउ इफेक्ट होगा। Clear? So these are the cases, these are the basic interpretations of the Ohm's law which we have obtained here, that is V proportional to I. And here in this derivation of Ohm's law, we have taken all intrinsic parameters. We have taken all intrinsic parameters means the number of free electrons, the relaxation time, mass of the electron, charge on the electron. These are intrinsic parameters, and this is most elaborate form of the resistance. Now from here we can say that R is proportional to L by A. लेंथ बढ़ाओगे रेजिस्टेंस बढ़ेगा, एरिया ऑफ क्रॉस सेक्शन बढ़ाओगे रेजिस्टेंस कम होगा. ओके, now let us take some new terms in this chapter, that is first conductance. Conductance denoted by G, capital G. Now conductance is defined as the reciprocal of the resistance. Conductance is defined as the reciprocal of resistance, that is G is equal to 1 upon R. G is equal to 1 upon R. Now, if you want to write down the unit of conductance, then what you can write? That is ohm minus 1, or this ohm minus 1 is abbreviated as MHO, reverse of ohm, MHO, or Siemens capital S. Siemens capital S. So, reciprocal of resistance is called conductance, and in other words we can define the conductance as ease with which a conductor allows free electrons to move across it. So this is called the conductance. Now second term is conductivity. Conductivity, it is denoted by sigma. Conductivity is denoted by sigma. It is denoted by sigma. Now sigma is the conductivity is the reciprocal of resistivity, as the conductance is reciprocal of resistance, conductivity is reciprocal of resistivity. That is, we can write sigma is equal to 1 upon rho. Now, in order to write the unit of sigma, we can say that unit of rho is what? 1 upon ohm meter. Unit of rho is ohm meter, or you can say it is ohm minus 1 into meter minus 1, or you can write ohm minus 1, or you can write MHO m minus 1, or you can write Siemens S m minus 1. MHO को Siemens से represent कर सकते हैं. m minus 1 is the unit of conductivity, and we can find out the relationship between electric field and conductivity or conductance. Now see how we can get this expression, or we can say that relation between J, sigma and E. Relation between J, sigma and E. Now we know that V is equal to I into R. V is equal to I into R, or we can say V is equal to I into rho L by A. You can change. This is equation 1. This is. Now we can replace this V, potential difference in terms of electric field. That is, we can replace as E into L is equal to I rho L by A. Now L cancels out. L cancels out. We can write E I L by A. Sorry, E rho I rho L by A. And we can write this as E by rho is equal to I by A. And what is I by A? I by A is current density J. So we can write J is equal to 1 by rho E. J is equal to 1 by rho E. And 1 by rho can be written as what? J is equal to sigma E. So we can write, this is expression 3. J is equal to sigma E. So this is the relation between current density J and conductivity sigma and electric field D. This is also called vector form of Ohm's law. This is also called vector form of Ohm's law, that is J is equal to sigma E. Kyun? Because this has been obtained from this expression. ये इसी का इक्विवेलेंट फॉर्म है. B इज इक्वल टू आई आर से ही हमने चेंज करके लिया J इज इक्वल टू सिग्मा E. Clear? Now, if you want to write down that is electric field and J in terms of rho, then you can write here as what? E is equal to rho J. This is also valid. E is equal to rho J. So these two expressions, that is expression 4 and expression 3, are called vector form of Ohm's law. Vector form of Ohm's law. So these are the basic relation which we need to know in electric circuits. That is Ohm's law, its various forms, and the parameters on which these constant terms like resistance and resistivity depends. Now in next lecture we will discuss the variation of a specific resistance with temperature of conductors, semiconductors, insulators and electrolytes, and thereafter we will deal with the combination of cells, that is in series combination, in parallel combination and in mixed grouping, along with the condition and expression for the maximum current. Till then, stay tuned. Goodbye.